Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel, and I just choked on so much water, and you would think enough time passed that it didn't affect me, but here we are. Today, it's Saturday. I don't have anywhere to be, and I have a very specific look that was half inspired by my haircut, half inspired by an eyeshadow, and also from one of you. So I was talking to a subscriber, and I just spent so much time looking through my Instagram messages and I could not find them. So I apologize, but if it was you that I was talking to, let me know down below. But we came up with this Vengeful Green Goddess, Green Spring Goddess, taking back her feminine energy. And it's the new era, it's the new persona. And we're going to do hair, which is why mine is in this state, because I can no longer do a whole ponytail or low bun. We'll start with hair, we'll do a face of makeup, and let's jump right in. I'm so excited. All right, before I start with hair, I am going to do skin prep because my skin is very dry today. And it's probably because I fell asleep in SPF last night. Don't do that. Let me be your warning. So I'm going in with the Phytosurgence Submerge Serum just to kind of rewaken up my skin. Oh, it never ceases to amaze me how refreshing and nice this feels, especially if you're going through like dry skin moments or you have allergies. Just getting all that yuck out of my eye. Oh, it feels so good. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. You will probably see this Monday, so I hope it was great and all that jazz. Verdant Forcefield, and then we can start on hair while we let this sink in. Oh. Also, Frank seems to be chewing something, so I swear, with how loud his nose and mouth noises are, which, hi, if you're new here, Frank is my dog. I'll pop a picture up. He's the best boy there is. And sometimes he makes appearances, and sometimes he just makes noises. Never know what you're going to get. But now that we have that on, I want to go finish my little refresher back here. We need a caffeine today. I finally caught up on sleep last night from the whole Benadryl situation. But while we're talking about hair, I actually want to share. I just got my package from Kitsch in, so I think there might be things I need to use from that package. So we'll just go through quickly kind of what I got. All right, got my little Kitsch box. I really like Kitsch. A lot of their stuff is super cute, but we have a few things we need to talk about. So I'm just going to go off the top. So I've been picking up clips and different pins now that my hair is short to keep it back. And I thought these were really cute. They're like a matte finish, and I love these colors. Very nice little muted purple pink palette with a beige on top. So I'm excited to have those. But then this is the one we need to talk about. The colors online are very misleading. When I saw this, I really wanted it. This is a drop that they did this recycled plastic assorted claw clip, 3 pieces. They did this for Valentine's Day, and this looked super bright red online on Ulta and their website. And so I went everywhere because you can get these, pro tip, you can get these heart clips very inexpensive on Etsy or Amazon. Same with some of these like exact dupes pretty much, but I couldn't find bright red, and now that I have this in here, I'm like, they duped me. Oh well. Okay, then I got this 3-piece clip set, which let's actually open this one up. Also, if you couldn't tell, we're kind of just hanging out today. We're gonna do a full transformation, but I thought I'd share this stuff. I got this 3-piece clip and bobby pin set. This is my favorite color of all time, so I wanted it. Can never go wrong with a nice tortoise shell, but this is so pretty too. It's got like emerald green and gold and white gems. They're like almost like a light peridot, not white, but I'm so excited. So cute. And then we did more pins. I'm very excited for this short hair. It's like a whole new place to accessorize. So, and I know I said I wasn't going to purchase anything else. There's going to be some purchases rolling in that I had already ordered before that realization. This is that. These pins I got in black, gray, and white, and then in light pink, ivory, and almost like a grayish white. I think these will be really cute as well. We might actually use these today, so I'm gonna keep them out. Then I got elastic cutters because now that my hair is short, I'm probably gonna be using those little, I have them. These, I got this huge pack from Amazon because I know that I will lose these like small little clear elastics. There's like hundreds in here. I didn't want to pay Kitsch prices for that, but I thought this might be good to have because my hair is fine and it does tend to like wrap around things. So it just is made in a way that you can kind of like slip that little tip over the elastic and not cut your hair. I'm sure there could be some hair fatalities in there if you're not careful, but I thought it'd be good to have on hand. And then some more clips. These are satin wrapped. I have the claw clip from Kitsch with the leopard satin wrap and I really like it, so it's just like another way to wear that. We are going to use this today. I just got a bobby pin holder. I'm sure you can get cheaper ones on Amazon. But like I said, I like Kitsch. I like Kitsch as a company. I like supporting them. It seems like they're doing their best to do good things for the environment, especially with their bar shampoos and all that good stuff. So I'm going to open this up off camera. It's loud. Yeah. And I like Kitsch because most of the stuff is like $12 or under. This might have been 12 or 10, but it's just a magnetic holder for bobby pins and it's black. They do have their logo on the one side, but I also lose bobby pins, so I figured this would be an easy way to kind of clean up and store them. I do have them in a jewelry box, but I don't love that system, so I picked that up. I also bought these volumizing roller clips. I only got 2 because I'm skeptical. They were $8, but I think 2 is good enough to like get you the volume if you part down the middle or on the side, just at the part. So we'll try those at some point. And then lastly, I picked up the XL Exfoliating Body Washcloth. It's just one of those kind of typical net body exfoliating washcloths. It has a place where you can put a bar of soap in it, which I think is kind of cool. I'll show you that on the back. But I wanted this to see if it would help with some of the KP on like my shoulders and back and the breakouts I get. So we'll keep you posted. That was the most expensive thing. It might have been like $15 or $18, but the rest of it was definitely 12 or under. And now let's get into actually doing my hair. So, oh shoot, there was one last thing. I got a 2-pack set of these just to like keep my hair out of my face sometimes. They are really nice and they don't hurt like from the spiky standpoint, but they are a little tight on my head. I have a really big head. They're not the worst. Like I can have them on for a while before they start to bother me, but eventually they will. So yeah, and I think the 2-pack of these was like under 10 as well. But I'm really happy with all of it. I like Kitsch. Again, it's the colors and things that they use. But let's actually get into my hair, and this time for real. Okay, the other thing before we dive too deep, I did pick up these bobby pins on Amazon. I loaded them onto my little magnetic thing, which is pretty cool. I already like this. But I wanted to bring these up. I didn't think I was going to, but I wanted to because they're the exact match of my hair. So if you have hair similar to mine, they are, I want to say they called these light brown, but they looked promising. And when I tell you, they're like pretty darn good. And I'm very happy for that because all I had before this was black and very blonde. Now you won't be able to see. Okay, enough said. So I think I started to say this before, but I don't know where we're at. This is second day hair for me, and I think that's going to work best because I don't want it to be like perfectly freshly washed. Look at that. Oh, wow. Plus, keeping it up like that on a second day gave me a little bit extra volume, so we're not starting from square one. Maybe I'll pop a picture up of the inspiration. Yes, we are Team Ariana. I love her. If you watch VPR, let me know down below. But this hair I want on me. So we're going to do that. And I think the first thing I want to do is like, first of all, smooth my hair out. So I'm going to use my Boar bristle and nylon brush. I use Mason Pearson. A lot of brands make them now. And I'm just going to kind of like smooth my hair back. and see what we're working with here, you know? I'm also going to try really hard not to straighten my hair because I just don't feel like it, and I try not to use heat whenever I can get away with that. But the reason we're doing that is I need to find out where I want my pompadour to start, and I think I'm just going to play around. That's why I bought this comb. I will link everything that I'm using down below. I'm going to go right at the corner of my head, and we'll clip and see kind of where that gets us. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, and then do the other side. It's so much easier to section your hair when you have the right tools, aka a rat tail comb. It's not even like revolutionary. If you were here for the Dyson video, I think it would have gone a long way, you know? Okay, I'm just going to hold that side up because what I'm going to do is kind of grab this hair on the side, kind of from my ear here, and this is the part that's going to be pinned back tight, but I want it to look really smooth, so I'm going to use this comb. And we're also going to get into some hairspray, but to get me started, I think that's what we need to do. So I'm going to pin that, and the way I like to pin is with the flat side up, and I usually will do it in an X pattern because that seems to be like the most secure hold. For me, I'm not a professional hairstylist, you know, but these are the tricks I've used throughout the years, so yeah. Okay, and then let's do this side now. So we gathered from the ear, comb it so that it lays flat. I have a feeling I grabbed a little bit less. Well, I do have more hair on one side, which I think is normal. I don't know. I'm going to pin in the same way that I did before in that X pattern. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and also apologies in advance, I don't know how to film hair video content. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to get covered, and I'm going to use hairspray. I'm using the Oribe Superfine, and we're going to like really shellac this back, you know? Okay, now we're going to deal with this hair. The thought is to get it kind of puffed up and fall back over these bobby pins. And this is where I am totally out of my league and have no idea what I'm doing, but I want to spritz it with some texturizing spray. All right, now we're going to work with the top layer. I went ahead and sprayed some dry texturizing spray into it just to give it some grip. And now what I'm going to do is grab all of this hair, and I'm going to section off a front layer that's going to cover all of the back combing. So much easier with a freaking rat tail comb. I'm just going to tuck that out of the way. This is going to be a look for a second, you know what I mean? And then we're going to tease the middle part of this. And I have not backcombed in probably 10 years. You know what? We need Ted from Buffalo Beauty Boy. If you're not following Ted, he's almost to 1,000 subscribers. We need to get him there too. And he's just the sweetest angel of a human being and lets me bother him all the time with hair questions. And we are basically the same person in a lot of ways. Sometimes he'll post things and I'm like, Ted, get out of my brain. It's eerie sometimes. Okay, let's see what that did for us. Ooh. I feel like that's the move. That is the move. Now we've got the volume, and now I'm wondering if we should have left out a little bit more. Let's just lightly comb this over. Now the trick is trying to get my part not to ruin all this work that we've done, you know? I don't think this is gonna like fully come together until the very end. I also wonder, like, to get the effect, if we should just be doing like a bump it stitch. Remember bump its? I'm out of my league. Ted, come help. Please, help your girl out. My hair is still too slippy, so I'm going to add a little bit of the Matte Waves lotion. This is technically supposed to be used on dry hair, wet hair. We're going to use it on dry hair. Is this footage even going to be usable? We don't know. I just want to add it because her hair is not so perfect on the top. Do I just look like I have a mullet now? I don't think so. I think we're getting somewhere. Because really, it should just look like I ran my fingers through it like this, and then it just stays in like a faux hawk. I cannot. Okay, off camera, I just teased the ever-loving. You know what? And I'm just going to add one bobby pin because I think we're pretty much there. Just need a little bit more coverage in that area. Did I do it? I don't know. It'll come together in the end. I promise you that. I'm going to do one last layer of this, which is the super fine hairspray. I also think this probably would have done better if we started wet and I used mousse, but we're working with what we got here. So I'm going to hairspray and then we'll jump into makeup. I mean, for playing around, it's not the worst. Like, we definitely accomplished the pompadour look. You know what I mean? This background's also very unforgiving. Oh my, maybe not. We're a little misshapen. We'll figure it all out at the end. We'll reshape her. But let's dive into makeup. So for this look, I want to be very glam, but we're also going to be doing a very vengeful eye. And the star of the show is going to be Jackpot from Dose of Colors. It's going to be very Dose of Colors heavy, I believe. I pulled a couple of palettes. I also have Reflection. Let's just swatch because I want to make sure I'm using the right one because I was so stunned. Oh, yes. So top is going to be Reflection. Bottom is going to be Jackpot. These are the $5 color block eyeshadows that are on sale currently. And we want a very dark and vengeful look. So we're going with Jackpot. And because I want everything to lay super smoothly and be blended out, I like to do the concealer around my eye. One, to blank out my lid, but also so that when I do my concealer afterwards, it's seamless. This is what happens when you give me the free rein to just play around. It gets real slow and steady chaos, you know? I'm gonna remove these swatches before I get them everywhere. Okay, now it's time to go into more of a flow state. My hair is such a foreign thing for me. I used to style it quite a lot in like college, especially high school, more so college and right out of college. But now I'm like relearning so many techniques, although some of it is like riding a bicycle, like curling with a straightener, and even the Dyson Airwrap, like the sectioning technique was the hardest part for me. Curling has never really been hard for me to do, so I don't know. It's time to get into a flow state. So basically I just gave myself a little mask just so that when I start adding things at the end, it looks done, you know? And now I do want to go in with NYX Glitter Glue because I want maximum impact from that shadow. And we're going to start out just with that shadow, but if I find that I need to lay down a black first, I will absolutely do that. I'm just adding this right over top of that concealer. Oh yeah, look at that. We're sticky. Sticky, sticky, which is what you want. Okay, I'm going to wipe my hands off. And now I'm just going to use my finger in the Dose of Colors Block Party eyeshadow and Jackpot. And hopefully, yeah, see, I'm not going to need a black. Oh, now I'm getting really excited. I'm going to lay this down all over the lid and start to bring it up into the crease because I have deep set eyes so that when I'm looking at you, you can still see as much of it as possible because it is beautiful. I'm going to leave the inner corner because I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do. But then doing the same over on this eye. Oh, it's so pretty. I mean, come on. Come on. It's so good. Now this shadow does a lot of the talking for us. So I think it's going to be fairly easy to go from here. I brought out the Smoky Soirée and the Cutting Edge palette. I don't think we're going to need the Cutting Edge palette today unless I want to do kind of like a center. Oh, sorry, I just blinded you. Unless we do a center of the lid highlight. I think where we're going to use some colors is out of the Smoky Soirée in the black, maybe the brown, basically just to help us with the edges. Or maybe we will use the Cutting Edge palette for that, like that, to help us a little bit with the edges. Let's start there. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to grab a blending brush. I'm just going to use this 14 from Refer because it is small and we can work delicately. And I'm just going to start right on the edge of that shade we laid down. Yeah. And I actually want like more of a buffing brush. Let's use a little bit fluffier of a brush. This one is from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collab. It's actually not a bad brush set, but it's hard for me to recommend it. I would much rather recommend you Beauty Pie brushes or Eco Tools or Refer. Those would be my choice. Even e.l.f. brushes. I think we're getting to the part where I didn't lay down any glitter glue, and that might be messing with us a little bit, but I think it's working out so far. Just gonna blend and blend and blend. Yeah. I already love it. Now I'm actually gonna use the brush that came with the dose of colors because it has a really tiny pencil brush, really tiny kind of smudge brush. I want to go into the black of the Soirée, Smoky Soirée, and just do like a liner line just to keep intensity at the lash line. We're not really trying for it to be super evident. We're just trying to keep a little bit of depth right at the lash line. This is going to be a fairly easy eye look. We're not going to use very many colors. So there we go. I'm going to take the other end and just dip very lightly once, just enough to kind of help smudge. And now I'm just smudging that liner. Same over here. And then this is where I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, but I brought out the Athr Desert Sunset palette, which I do want to tell everybody, if you missed my pinned comment on the last video, I haven't gotten direct feedback that they are not going out of business, but also the Manifest palette is limited edition, so once that does sell out, it's not going to be coming back. So if you're interested in the Manifest, I would do it now because it's only $10 and the Desert Sunset is only $20, and it is one of my favorite palettes of all time. And I'm going to go into that lightest shade here for my inner corner. I will tell you the shade in just a moment and just kind of blend that into the green. I like that, but we're going to have to go over with a bit of the green because I think I lost too much of that first shade, more than I was willing. Because this is a no-joke inner corner highlight, but I do want it on like the very inner corner. That shade is Twilight. Appropriate. Going back into the original dose of colors shade. I'm actually going to use a brush for this because I want it to be a little bit more precise in my finger. I'm going to tap off and just go over some of that we lost. It's still probably going to be a little bit lighter just because it does have that Twilight shade underneath, but I'm going to build it back up so it's not too light, you know, and then try to blend it in that edge, just tapping over that edge a little bit more. I love this Jackpot shade so much. Yeah, that's better. See, I like this Jackpot shade. I'm actually going to touch just a little bit. There we go. Because it has some gold and some olive to it. Whereas a lot of these deep greens go super cool. Like that Leave Me Alone shade I swatched in my latest haul. Sometimes you really want an olive color. And this is where we're going to get into some more green. We need to make some decisions on eyeliner. And you're probably going to be able to see what I'm talking about. So the bottom is Victoria Beckham in olive. And see, it gets into almost like a cooler green. I mean, it looks very kind of black, but a cooler green. And then above that is the Linda Hallberg Cosmetics Vega Flash liner. I think I want to do the Victoria Beckham to tight line, and then we'll use Vega Flash on the bottom lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and tight line. I'm going to have to edit that footage out. Frank barked and almost poked my eye out. Also, I don't know that my allergies really love that I'm doing this today, but we are marching forward. So now I want to get into the rest of my face makeup, and then we'll come back to the bottom lash line to finish that out. So I'm going to go in with NARS Siberia because that is the color that I've decided looks the least ridiculous on me. That could change at any moment, you know. And since I'm covered in glitter, I'm just going to put that directly on my brush and distribute it that way. I'm so excited to see what this is gonna finish out as. Part of me is slightly regretting the inner corner highlight, but not really because it's so pretty. And we might smudge a little bit more along the lash line before I put mascara on. Now I'm wishing I had that L'Oreal mascara in green. I love that original volumizing mascara, and it comes in so many colors. See, Siberia is a much better match, which is so crazy. So crazy. Done. I'm going to use rose ink under my eyes. Oh, we're having a contact situation. I really want to do this look though, so we're going to push through it as safely as possible. Do a little rose ink under my eyes and then probably Givenchy on the rest of my face. I'm being careful not to cut the edge because I want it to remain kind of rounded and smoky. You could cut the edge. That would look cool, but I want to be very smoky. And then I think we preemptively started this because I need to do a little bit of blending around my brow bone, but I do like getting my brows on. I'm going to let that set for just a minute and we'll come back to the rest of the face and powder. But I want to go into Hindash Beautopsy palette and grab a fluffy brush, a clean fluffy brush. I'm going to go into tan lines just to help me blend under the brow. Those Dose of Colors mattes are really easy to blend, but it got a little patchy where I didn't put down glitter, like from the glitter glue to the non-glitter glue section. So I'm just making sure that that's blended. So we're up to 1, 2, 3, 5 colors on the eyes, and that's probably going to be it. Love that. Okay, back to this. Just clean up that little mark that I just made. And I'm gonna go in with Haus Labs Poudre. And I'm using it on a Katie Jane Hughes Spectrum 08 brush because I just coughed and clamped my eyes shut and I'm getting a little bit of, not fallout, well it is fallout, it's glitter down on my lower lash line, and I want to make sure putting enough powder down that when we start the lower lash line I can flick things away easier. And the only powder that I like to build up in this manner really is the Haus Labs, and then having either the Bio No, the Super Powder Brightening Powder from Well People or the Westman Atelier. It's like the only powders I need. This is just a little bit more for like heavy duty moments, you know? Okay, then moving to brows, because I like to get that face framing and eye framing done so that I can see kind of what the final result eye-wise is going to look like. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm literally just playing with makeup. I'm probably going to shower this off with a very decadent rich lady shower today because it's been a whole week. I finally just melted down at everything on Thursday. It was like between weepy and slap happy because my sleep schedule was so bananas this week. I slept a very solid amount of hours last night. It was the first night I had gone to bed before. So I went to bed before 11, which has not happened in probably a month. But it was the first night I went to bed before like 2 a.m. this week. I think there was only one other night maybe. I needed sleep. It was a whole situation. All right, so that was the Benefit Gimme Brow Plus Volumizing Fiber Pencil in 2.5. And now using the Merit 1980 Brow Pomade in Blonde. Also, we're back to like kind of rainy and overcast, and this is the lighting I'm used to filming in, so this is very true to color. It's been back and forth between cool and yellow. And my goodness, it is 100% because sometimes the sky here turns real crazy colors. Like, we've had yellow skies before, and it messes with like meeting lighting. Don't know what that means. When I'm on meetings and my lighting goes real crazy, people are like, are you okay? Because I'm very pale, so it just reflects whatever color is happening. I think this is starting to come together, and I'm getting very excited. I am kind of wishing we might bust out the straightener. We need to see it to its full potential, you know? Do I even need a lot of concealer on the face? I don't think I'm going to. I noticed that this needs blended a little bit more, but I don't need all of my imperfections gone. Like, it's like that NARS foundation does it for me most days. Plus this stuff is healing, so it's not as red as it was. I'm just gonna leave it and move into contour. I do want a shapely face with this look, and I did not close. This is why you have to close this top, because that is a freaking mess, and I just got it all over me. Okay, it came off my leggings, but I'm actually going to try to clean this up a little bit. This is why I love having microfiber towels around when I do makeup. You could use paper towels, microfiber towels, whichever. But it's not a bad idea because makeup can be messy. There's probably more than enough on here, so I'm just going to do 2 dots each cheek to start. What a hot mess. A hot mess that's going to turn into the coolest look ever. I really wish I could find those messages so I could give credit, because we were talking about this eyeshadow shade and I told her about the look that I wanted to do, and she was like, Vengeful Green Spring Goddess. And I was like, yes, can I use that? She was like, absolutely. It just kind of invoked everything I wanted this look to be. So that's what we're doing. And I'm using the Rare Beauty blush brush. I love this brush for contour, bronzer, blush, cream products. You probably could use it with powder too. I haven't tried that yet, but we should. Absolutely should. Am I shaped? I do want to do just like a little bit up here just for continuity of color. Not too much, because I don't want to have to go too deep in my hairline and disturb all that we just did, you know? Then we're going to hit this little extra that I have on my health journey. And we're just gonna contour that and pretend it's not there. Easy. Okay, I'm feeling snatched. I don't know how bronzed I want to go. Probably not too bronzed, but we'll add a little bit, and I'm just going to use the Gucci. Because when in doubt, I just go with the Gucci bronzer because it's my favorite color. Just a little bit. Because I kind of like the contrast of the dark eye against the lightness of my skin. I'm just going to go a little bit on the neck. I'm not trying to be super bronzed today, but just make sure I'm not too toned. Oh, we're getting green. Do you know what it is? It just hit me. It turns yellow because there's so much green right outside my window that the light from outside filters through the green. Oh, we're going to have to figure this out. I really don't want to cut that tree down because it brings birds and I get to watch birds. Okay, let's do some deciding on if I want to smoke out some liner. We did that with some eyeshadow. I think I do, and I'm just going to continue to use eyeshadow because it's just much easier than smudging out eyeliner. So I'm just going to tap a little bit more black and blend it into the color. Yes, now we're cooking. We're jumping all around because as I do different parts, I'm seeing kind of like a final product form. And that's kind of the joy when you are experimenting with makeup. You just kind of do whatever comes to your mind. Yeah, I like that. Now we can do mascara, and I'm going to use Beauty Pie Uber Volume Boost Velvet Mascara in black today. Trying to get through my opened mascaras, and I'll be honest, I'm through all of my very favorite ones. The only ones left that I really love is this, and I think my Thrive is hanging on for dear life, but she's almost done. I can tell that it's getting too dry because it just doesn't perform, and it gets really crazy to deal with. This one just gets clumpier and clumpier as the days go, so until I have that moment of like, this is too much, I'm gonna use it. Yeah. Now we're starting to see it come together. What do we think? Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to smoke the bottom lash line. I'm gonna let this dry because I did flick some right there. So we will get that off. In the meantime, I forgot to lip prep, so you've been staring at crusty lips this whole time. I'm gonna use Kinship, even though technically it expired at the end of April. It still smells okay, and I don't like the Stila one, so I'm gonna use it up. That gives us insight onto like the whole nude lip, because we're gonna have to a whole thing trying to figure out which nude lip we want. I wonder if that's dry. Let's give it a try. There we go. Gone, and now we can move on to blush. Honestly, I'm thinking of just doing the Balm Desert Bronzer Blush because I don't want to take too much away from the eyes. And this just adds kind of like a little bit more rosier of a touch than the Gucci bronzer. Although I have no issue wearing the Gucci bronzer up as blush too. Just like a little bit. Give us a little bit more of a flush. I am feeling quite pretty. We're getting somewhere. Let's start with the bottom lash line. I'm going to use the pencil from Dose of Colors because it is teeny tiny, and that's how I like to work on the bottom lash line. And we're actually going to start out with the color we put in the crease, which was from Cutting Edge. This shade right here, which is Cameo. I think, unless they do it backwards, then it's Edgy. One of those two. The light not the light, the matte green. And I'm just gonna start, oh, that deposited a lot. I have to like look down and then I'm not showing you what I'm doing, so we'll try. I also have really long lashes that make this long on the bottom. And I'm gonna connect it up into my eye look, and it's gonna look messy, but we'll clean it up. So connecting from the corner and going in, and I'm going halfway or a little bit over halfway. Okay, and there we go. Then I'm gonna take that fluffier side of that same brush and just start to blend, because this is just laying that first color down, because I do want to get quite smoky. And I'm going to bring it down pretty much to that crease that I have in my eye, like that. Because I always go a little light when I first start doing this and then realize I need to amp it up, you know? I'm going to add just a touch more here. Oh yeah. We're getting smoky. I'm very excited. Okay, with the teeny tiny brush, I'm going to go into the black shade from the Smoky Soirée palette. And this, I am just going to hit on like the very outer bit of my bottom lash line. And then we're going to just kind of blend that in to the other colors that we used. I like it. And then with the original shade that's on our eyes, Jackpot, I'm going to use that small brush, and I'm going to do that kind of towards the center, in to the inner corner, just a little bit, to make sure that there's not an abrupt stop under the eyes. And this is where we are. And now I'm going to waterline with the Linda Hallberg Vega Flash eyeliner. Even though we had a little bit of transfer down from the Victoria Beckham, this one is just a little bit more olivey, and I think it's going to blend into what we have under the lash line a little bit better. We're very smoky. I think I'm loving this. I do want to go over with Jackpot again, just to try to get rid of some of that lightness, because I want this to be very glitzy, very dark. And because it's so glittery and shimmery, it does help kind of blend any mistakes we might have had with that lash line. Oh, I'm feeling it. I kind of wish we would have come farther out, so you know what? Let's go back into Cutting Edge into that matte green that we used, and I'm just going to maybe build it out a little bit farther, so it goes a little beyond my eyebrow here on the outer corner. And I'm just lightly touching so I don't pick up too much, like even that might be a little bit too much. I'm going to wipe my brush off and just keep kind of blending this outward and up. Almost like we're extending a huge liquid liner. Yeah, I think that looks cooler than that. See, sometimes you gotta keep playing around with stuff. That green goes so well with, wipe my brush off. That matte green goes so well with the Jackpot shade. And now that that's there, we're gonna go back into Jackpot and bring some of that out even a little bit more. Again, just on my finger. Just bring it out a little bit into that. Yeah. I got a clump. We'll fix it. Everything is fixable. Oh, I love it so much. My husband's gonna be like, where are you going? Just hanging out. I'm gonna try to flick some of that away. Yeah, that worked. And then just go over with a clean finger. There's I wiped it off. There might be remnants, but just go over it with a clean finger. Who would have known? You know? Now, we're definitely going to have to go a little darker on the tail of my brows because we are quite dark on the eyes, and I want it to look like I have healthy, substantial brows that help frame this area. But I think I'm loving it so far. We might need to amp up the contour, bring everything kind of to a decent contrast level to balance out the eyes. So I do think I want to go in with a little more contour. Yeah, now we're building some contrast. 3 more dots here. And when I want something really sharp, I tend to just kind of like tap it in place and just move up and down the line. And that blends it really nice. What do we think? I think it's so good. I do want to do highlight today, which is something I don't always do. But when I do something this intense, I do like to do it. Before we move into that, I do want to add a little bit more of Gucci bronzer up on my cheeks because we have a little bit of that rosiness from the Balm Desert bronzer, but I kind of like a little bit more brown up on my cheeks. And I'm using that on a duo fiber stippling brush. And maybe just a touch on my nose, a little up here just to help blend. And just kind of swirl over the whole cheek. I love it. We got to figure out lips, and then we got to zhuzh the hair and pick out earrings. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to line with Fit Glow Vegan Lip Liner in Nude because it is the closest to my lip shade that I have found. And I just feathered in the corners a little bit, tap over that to blend it. And now we must decide on a lip color, and I have 3 strong contenders. We have Beauty Pie Sun Hazed, Victoria Beckham Bikini, L'Oreal Lip and Gloss Balm in Pristine Pink. So like very of the pink nude variety. And I think it's going to be Sun Hazed, which I'm very excited to tell you that they brought it back for this summer, which was brilliant on Beauty Pie because I'm getting low on mine and I'm like to here. And I really might buy a second one, maybe 2 to last me until they decide we're worthy enough again next summer. I think I do like that, but I want a lighter nude. Like I want it to be nuded out, you know? So I'm going to tap this off and we're going to go with Victoria Beckham Posh Gloss in Bikini. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. All right, hopefully the camera didn't cut off. That's Victoria Beckham Bikini Posh Gloss. And actually, I just want to see in the center, we're going to add a little bit of the L'Oreal. Yeah. Quite chuffed with myself. I do want to do a highlight. I'm going to use Beauty Pie Pro Glow Perfect Highlighting Stick, and this is in the shade Soft Moonlight. Oh, I just crammed it into my finger, or my hand. A little bit more gold than I normally would go, and definitely more gold than the Triple Beauty Lumizing one that they have. But I think it will go with this look. So we've got like a gold bronzy situation happening. Look at that. Ooh, maybe a little more. Why not? We're going to go the extra mile today. And I'm just applying that to my finger and then on my face because I'm too nervous. There's that side. This is what I look like without. Whoopee. Very pretty. I actually want to go a little down the bridge of my nose. I don't like the tip of the nose typically. A little on the tip of my Cupid's bow. And then a little on this cheek. Oh my goodness, I had green on my finger. That might be the vibe though. Nice little greenish highlight. We're not fixing it because we're just playing around. You guys, I feel really pretty. Actually, I want to see. Let's see if we can like... Look how... I'm so pale. The highlighter... I mean, granted, you can get a highlighter any color. I'm being very dramatic, but I am quite pale. Especially since we're just getting out of the winter. I'm just going to blend that in. Maybe... Everything's reflective on my chest. I do not let it see the sun, okay? Sun damage is real. I'm trying to age gracefully. Yeah, you can't even tell. This is fine. Totally fine. All right, I'm going to zhuzh my hair and we'll wrap this up. I am the green, vengeful, springtime goddess. I just threw on some dark green tassel earrings. I feel like I need like a long, sparkly earring for this look. What are we thinking? Let me know if you have suggestions. But here's the finished eye look. I have now embraced going fully dark with like waterline and tight line. I really like that look for special occasions on me. And sometimes when I'm just feeling spicy, it's like high school Rachel all over again. I used to wear a ton of dark black eyeliner, waterline, tight line, lid. She's back. And I think it turned out great. The hair is starting to collapse on this side. This side, I think we actually did it. If I watch editing back and it just looks crazy, I'll cry. But I think this side's not too bad. I'm definitely going to be consulting with Ted from Buffalo Beauty Boy. Please go follow him. He's outstanding, and I hope he gets to 1,000 soon. Also, thank you so much for being here. I hope this was fun. It was just kind of playtime. Everything that I use, I will list down below and link to. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope that you pulled some makeup out and played with it, and I hope you enjoy this dark green energy. This is the new era. It's almost like Reputation. I'm not a Swiftie, but if I were, it's like the Reputation era this is giving. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're having a great weekend, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye. Or should I say it?